Hey, so I'm back. I've been gone the last couple months for personal reasons. I just really needed some space mentally. And it kind of felt like it would be hypocritical if I kept showing up here without practicing what I preach, like giving myself rest and grace and processing whatever it is I needed to process. And I'm glad I took that break and I'm happy to be back. Moving forward with conversations that bloom, I'm shifting more to a video diary format, less research heavy and more open conversation. For the research part, I'm just going to start a Substack instead, and whenever that's ready, I'll post it on here. Um, but this channel has always been about just having conversations without taboo or shame that is surrounding religion and spirituality, right? And I feel like the video diary format fits that better. Um, and it's more of a conversation between you and I. Like, you can tell me what you're thinking in the comments and your thoughts. They don't even always have to relate to what I'm talking about, but it gives me an opportunity to practice what I'm preaching again. This idea of just having open conversations about religion and spirituality and the different ways it shows up in our lives rather than just research heavy in your face. So yeah, I wanted to make that shift, and no better time to start than the first day of Ramadan. Speaking of, um, with it being the first day of Ramadan, every year I come in to Ramadan with some type of strong intention. Outside of the basic like rituals and traditions that you take part in during Ramadan, I also try to look back at the year I've had and then focus in on like one or two things that are really important to me at that point. So for example, last year, this idea of active rest was really important to me, right? Being present in the moment and taking the opportunity to practice understanding who I am and how I'm showing up in the present moment and how that relates to being and feeling rested. I hope that makes sense. I can make a whole other video on that. But like the year before that, I focused on my physical health and like lifting and working out and trying to strengthen my mind body connection. The year before that, I focused on community. Like every year, there's this focus, whatever is really important to me at that point in my life. That's the focus I go into Ramadan with. And that's a really like, I guess it's kind of like my North Star with Ramadan. Right now, however, with everything that's gone on in the last couple months of my life, or a few months of my life, I'm going through this identity crisis. Um, and I just don't know who I am, how I'm showing up. Like, one thing I know is I'm passionate about interfaith work. I love it. That's all I want to do with my life. But everything else has kind of just been up in the air. And I just couldn't land on an intention for this year. I was gonna be like, oh, my intention this year is trauma, but that's too much for me to do right now. Like, I'm just now processing everything I've been through and like dealing with it. Like, I don't know. I just, even the way I'm talking right now, it's not as maybe succinct as it would be because I feel like so much has been taken up in my space, in my mental, in my head. Like, I'm just so tired. Um, anyway. Either way, I was feeling really bad about it, not having an intention moving forward or something that I felt comfortable with. And I was really uncomfortable trying to find an intention, even though I felt like trauma might be the focus. I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. But someone really close to me reminded me that just observing is enough. He said that showing up is enough and it'll help me feel fulfilled, just even if it's me just taking part in like not eating or drinking during the day, praying and doing my du'as, going to iftar dinners. Like, even if it's just the bare minimum, like, it's fine. And it was really validating to hear that, especially as he was explaining, like, I can still find what I need, that spiritual connection throughout this month, even if it doesn't look the way that it used to. And my life, that's basically my life at this point. Nothing's looking the way it used to. And coming to terms with the fact that I can still find the joy and happiness and the spiritual enlightenment and connections, even if it didn't look the way that it used to. So that was really validating. And I wanted to share that for my first video back, this video diary. I just felt like we put so much pressure on ourselves to show up perfectly in our religious and spiritual lives. And we want to have the right thoughts, the right feelings, the right actions. But there's no way to really do it right, you know? Like, there's things you follow, there's instructions you follow, but there's no right way to follow through with those. And I know this is probably like the craziest thing to say as a Muslim, because the Quran is literally like the way of life. You do X, Y, and Z, you follow these steps. But when it comes down to it, we are human beings. And the way Islam shows up in our lives differs. The way that we practice cross difference differs. And when we try to create this sense of like uniformity, I guess, across what it means to be Muslim and how to show up as a Muslim, it gets dicey. It leaves people, including myself, feeling as if we are bad Muslims, or as if we don't have a strong spiritual connection because it doesn't look the right way. And I don't know, going into Ramadan, that's my like, ever since the person close to me said that, when he said that, it's really on my mind right now, this idea of being the right Muslim, being a good Muslim. And I've talked about it before, but I guess I thought I gave myself more freedom to just be, and I didn't. And I'm really aware of that now, especially with the way I was like really panicking over Ramadan and not having an intention. But it's okay to just, the intention be, take part in Ramadan. Yeah. And I study this stuff, right? Like religion, spirituality, trauma, healing. Like, this is my thing. I love it. And I'm still struggling. And that's, I don't know, it feels like the realest thing about me right now. And acknowledging that is really helpful too, because now I know, like, moving forward where to go. Maybe not where to go or how to go, but I know I need to go. Like, I know something's wrong right now. But yeah, just like everything I just said for the last like 7 minutes, nothing has to be perfect. It just doesn't have to be. I didn't really have a script for this. I had my bullet points like right here, but nothing has to be perfect. It just has to be. And for this Ramadan, I'm going to try and just be. Just be. Not perfect, just be. So that's my thoughts for today. I want to do one every day for Ramadan, but I don't know. That seems like a lot for me right now. But I'm going to try, because I like this video diary format of just like propping up, and I have a lot of thoughts. I have list upon list of thoughts and quotes and things that have tickled my mind. So we'll see. But that's it. Thank you for listening. Sorry it's been so long. I'm really excited for this new format and where Conversations That Blooms goes. And I'm really excited for Ramadan to just be, to just do it. So, okay. That's it. Bye.